Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well. Welcome to my film and TV channel. Today we have a comedy satire film to have a look at, brought to us by Amazon Prime, this one, so a Prime original. And it's, we've got treading old ground here. I can't believe it was 14 years ago, this one, but now we've got to have a look at Borat, the subsequent movie film, delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. I think I'll just call it Borat 2. Thanks for joining me today. Please push that subscribe button, push the bell notification, all these vlogs are coming out. Absolutely fantastic. I do TV drama reviews, movie reviews, quizzes, etc, etc. Please check the playlist, and if anyone or you or anyone's into football and particularly Manchester City, please check out my playlist for Manchester City vlogs I do on City past and City present, so history stuff and current stuff, so that'd be absolutely fantastic. Please, all comments are welcome if you've seen this and you've got anything to say about what I'm going to rattle on about today. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I haven't got time to comment, please. It's lovely to get views, but it's nice to get a thumbs up as well, to know you're out there. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Yep, so I'm not going to repeat that title again of what we're looking at today, Borat 2. This a mockumentary comedy, I think I would call it. Satirical, I would have thought as well. Directed by Jason Walliner. And this is his feature directorial debut, so there you go. Stars Sacha Baron Cohen, of course, as the fictional Kazakh journalist and television personality Borat Sajdiev. I've probably pronouncing this all wrong. And Maria Bakalova as his daughter Tutar, who is to be offered as a bride to Vice President Mike Pence, who I've, my apologies to any US watchers, I have no idea who he is. It is a sequel to 2006, of course, Borat, 14 years, Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. Although Baron apparently Cohen had said in 2007 that he'd retired the Borat character, he was spotted in 2019 in his disguise filming during the COVID-19 pandemic. In the summer of 2020 leads to speculation of a second Borat film. The project was officially announced, so really kept undercovers this one in September 2020, with Amazon, of course, acquiring the distribution rights to this. And I think it was released on October the 23rd. I'm recording this on October the 25th, it's only a couple of days later, on Prime Video. It has received praise from critics for the performances, as well as a commentary on American culture, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So what is the story? What's the story of this? Well, Borat humiliates, obviously, his Kazakhstan causing journalist Borat, I'm not going to say his second name, to be imprisoned in a gulag for life. 14 years later, the country's premier releases him with a mission to deliver Kazakh Minister of Culture Johnny the Monkey, of course, to President Donald Trump in an attempt to redeem the nation. Unable to get President Donald Trump in an attempt, unable to get close to Trump after defecting in the landscaping of Trump International Hotel, defecating, it probably did defect into landscape of Trump International Hotel and Tower in the previous film. Yeah, we remember that. We had a little glimpse back of that, a little flashback. Borat opts to give the monkey to Vice President Mike Pence. Before he leaves, he discovers his arch nemesis neighbour has stolen his family and home, and has a 15-year-old daughter, Tutar, who lives in his barn. I think she's all chained up as well, the poor girl. Right, is it any good? Well, critics seem to like it. Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting 84% positivity rating. That's 161 fresh reviews and 31 rotten. So, well in the minority of the rotten reviews. That's a total of 192 critics reviews. And overall, it's getting an average of 7.16 out of 10, which is very, very healthy. The consensus on Rotten Tomatoes, this proves Sacha Baron Cohen's comedic creation remains a sharp tool for exposing the most misguided or utterly repugnant corners of American culture. Well, I don't know, obviously, what you think out there in the US. Obviously, this is very politically minded, and obviously it will appeal to some and not appeal to others, obviously, as it's bound to do. The audience on Rotten Tomatoes, I give it a 76% positivity rating, so still quite high based on almost 600 reviews. Metacritic, the critics on there, that website, 68 in total, 68%, sorry, 68% positivity with 36 positive and just 12 mixed, so no negative reviews on Metacritic, which is a good sign. And it scores anywhere between 5 out of 10 and 8 out of 10. Chicago Tribune's Michael Phillips, he didn't like it particularly. He gave it 5 out of 10 and said, I laughed at a good deal of the movie, but a good deal more of it left me with Cohen's intention, probably the taste of ashes in my mouth. The Associated Press's Jake Coyle, he liked it a lot more, 7.5 out of 10. It takes a little while to get going, it probably does. The Borat sequel will make you laugh and squirm, it did, as much as it will send shudders down your spine. I don't know, I didn't get so many shudders, unfortunately. The audience on Metacritic, just 5.9 out of 10, so not as enamoured as the critics themselves. Internet Movie Database is where we go to. Joe Public, you, me, over 29,000 reviews as I'm recording this, and scores left, etc. And it's getting 7.1 out of 10. So again, as with Rotten Tomatoes audience, etc., and the critics, it's getting a good positive review on there, 7.1 out of 10. Some of the positives, some of the pros, I'll go with the pros and cons. Some of the pros on it, almost as good as the original. Yeah, pinnacle of satire. Much funnier than expected. No, I wasn't. No, that was probably less funny than expected. There are a few parts here and there that made me laugh pretty hard, and a few sections that didn't quite land. It's not super consistent, and the humour definitely isn't as fresh as it once was. Still, if you like Sacha Baron Cohen's style of humour, you'll probably find some things to like here. Absolutely. And if this, and if not, this certainly won't convert you to being a fan. So yeah, I do echo that. I mean, at the end of the day, but a bit more on that in my little review in a moment. Someone else said it's a solid enough sequel, may not have the staying power of the first, but I mostly enjoyed it and I'm ultimately glad it exists. Some of the cons, some of the negatives, dumber than the first one. Well, I don't know if it can get dumber than the first one, but perhaps the wrong word there. Someone else said a tired format, predictable, woke narrative. Yeah, I mean, there are elements of that, I must admit. Someone else said very poor, not funny at all. Well, it had its moments. Someone else said absolute disgrace. Someone else said limp, lame and lacking laughs. A bit of alliteration there. And someone else said very disappointing compared to the first. Right, movie game nostalgia, my little thoughts. I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't seem 14 years since the original of this, which did actually hold a score at the moment on Internet Movie Database of 7.3 out of 10 based on over 356,000 scores and reviews. So that's quite consistent, isn't it? 7.3 out of 10. So this isn't getting much less, is it? Even though obviously there's a lot of criticism that it's not quite as funny as the original. So as I said, it doesn't seem 14 years ago, and yet I still had my video shop then. It was only a couple of years left of having the video shop, unfortunately, but and that feels like 100 years ago. So it's strange how time plays tricks on your minds, doesn't it? Many low scores, probably politically motivated, as the high scores will be also politically motivated. So a lot of the scores you can perhaps pinch, and a lot of the comments you can take with a pinch of salt. But to be within 0.1 is it of the score of the original Borat, I think it's quite an achievement, because I certainly wouldn't put it quite as close as that to the original one. As someone said before, it won't create any new fans for Borat. If you didn't like the first, you won't like this, whether left or right or all things in between of the political spectrum. As entertainment, which is how I'm looking at it, I'm not looking at politics of it particularly. I mean, I poke fun at all sides. I'm not, if the satire, I like satire to be aimed at everybody, not just one particular group of people. And there was a little bit of sharing it about, perhaps not too much in this. But as entertainment, it was very up and down. I did enjoy the original. I did like the original. It was quite fresh at the time and quite good. I do like things like Spitting Image and stuff like this. So I like a good bit of satire. But this didn't quite have the same satirical quality, I don't think, and certainly not the shock element, because obviously it all looked a little bit prepared, and more prepared than the original, and obviously that dark satirical humour that sort of caught people out was the first one had that in spades, to be honest with you. I enjoyed some of it, but some of it also dragged as well. And the scenes were far more, as I said, far more set up than appeared far more set up anyway than certainly in the original, which is as you'd expect. I mean, people are aware of this character now, even in the US, which obviously a lot of people criticise for being a little bit insular at times, don't they? It did feel a little bit dated at times in the style. I did feel as though I'd gone back in time with some of the screenplay and some of the scripts, etc. But I thought the addition of Maria Bakalova as Borat's daughter, Tutar, was certainly a plus point in the film. I did enjoy her appearances and how she progressed and how she matured in the programme, which you know it's going to happen when you first see her, but chained up in that poor barn. But yeah, it was nice. She sort of did add to it. On balance, I thought it was okay. Definitely time to put this particular franchise to rest, I think. I don't really want to see another Borat blah 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 3, to be honest with you. But hey, well until 2035 anyway, and I'll check back on it then with you. Hey, how about that? Right, my rating on this one, Borat 2, I'll call it. My movie game nostalgia rating. Yeah, I'm going to be okay with it. I say I was teaching on just giving it my basic watchable, but I'm going to give it 6.5 because I did enjoy it. As I said, if you didn't enjoy the first one, you're not going to enjoy this one, and vice versa. If you did like the first one, you're going to be a little bit, I think, disappointed that this isn't quite as good. That's why I'm surprised the score's holding up quite well, but I think there's more a political element to that as well, unfortunately. So 6.5 out of 10 for the film. The poster, yeah, I mean, again, it's I did have the original poster once. Sadly don't have any copies left of that original one, but it's pretty. It's quite funny, isn't it, for that? But I wouldn't go mad. I mean, I'm going to give the poster just 5 out of 10. I mean, it's just, you see, it's quite, it is what it is with the Mankini sort of thing set with the face mask, isn't it? So it's quite clever. So perhaps I'm being a bit cruel at 5 out of 10, but if you're a big Borat fan, then it's probably worth 5.5 out of 10. But yeah, I mean, I don't particularly want that on my wall, to be honest with you. But hey, there you go. It might put me off if you have something, if I'm having me working lunch, it might put me off my lunch a little bit. But hey, there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links on screen. And you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter. I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. So if you're after some extra followers, etc., please do that. And I will reciprocate. And as I said, please check out my playlist for all the stuff I've got on there. There's over 630 videos I've put together over the last 13, 14 months. So plenty of entertainment there. If you're in a bit of fun as well as we go along, which is fantastic. And if you can check out my website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and some board games as well. That'll be absolutely fantastic. That's my day job. That's how I can just about pay the bills, although it's getting a little bit difficult. I do have to do another job at the moment just to make sure I can keep a roof over my head. But that's just the time, isn't it? I'm not complaining. I'm happy to be in work and be able to pay the bills, which some people aren't as lucky as they. Anyway, I'm not getting all political. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do with the rest of it, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet again, please stay safe, everyone. Bernard saying goodbye for now.